Well, we're here at the J Davidson Stadium in the aftermath of Altrincham's 3-2 hard-fought victory over Barnet, and we've got the thoughts of manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, what did you make of the game?
Thought it was a really entertaining game, wasn't it? I felt it was a game what we classified as a bit of a benchmark game when we played them at their place under sweltering conditions. They beat us well 3-0. Probably one of two teams that I can say have beat us well this season. So for me, I wanted to see how far that the club had progressed, and I think we answered a big question today, that we have moved forward and we're in a better shape and better condition, and we're improving week on week from where we were at the start of the season.
Yeah, well, like you say, Barnet handed Altrincham their first away league defeat this season. It was 3-0 back in September. How did you make sure that that didn't repeat today?
By working exceptionally hard like we do every game. So there's no trick to it. It's just pure hard work, due diligence, good players, everybody doing all the things that they need to do to make sure you get results like we did today.
Well, it was a really quick start, a goal a minute in from Alex Newby, and it was a very clever goal. I think the free kick taken by Chris Clark, was that one off the training ground?
Well, I think we've had two today, so we're asking them to think quickly, particularly when Chris is in and around the ball. So definitely that one, and Lewis Baines is 100%. We've been a little bit frustrated with our goals from corners in particular. We've had a couple this season, but been a little bit disappointing overall, but defended them really well. So yeah. The corner 100%, and then Chris is one we're asking them to think fast there. So they are bits of information that they're given from training.
Yeah, well, the goal taken by Alex Newby was taken really well, and we've just extended his loan for another month. We've still got 6 games to play in January. How big is that loan extension to help bolster the squad?
I just think every team needs that strength and depth and quality going into January. I think everyone's got pretty much 8 games, so it's going to be a real tough slog, and Alex Newby has played almost every minute of every game, so that suggests that he's done exceptionally well on his loan. And we're delighted to be able to extend it. Obviously, a new manager going in now with the Cowleys, so will that change things? I don't know, but ultimately, while he's here, he's doing everything that we want him to do, and we're really pleased that he's here.
Well, Lewis Baines came up with the second right on half-time, and again, another well-taken goal. A rare goal for him. He was exceptional today. He was given man of the match here in the stadium. How do you rate his performance?
Yeah, I thought he was a top draw. He's doing us a favour at left-back, isn't he? He's more than capable of doing that. When we recruit these players, we're looking at secondary positions, and Baines, he can fill that role. And he gives us that height and strength. So yeah, he did exceptionally well, and he took his goal very well as well. We give him the nickname Burkamp Baines because he scored a few of them now from set pieces. So delighted for Lewis. He's a diamond lad, and he deserves all the plaudits he gets from today.
Yeah, it was a really good finish, and scoring right on half time, I think, really put Altrincham in a good position to go into the second half. Did that change anything with your half-time team talk and how you would approach the second 45?
No, we were really positive. We were well on top. I felt we were well on top for 75 minutes. They've come back into it, and 3-2 makes it look a close game. It wasn't a close game. We were well worthy winners there, and Dean will know that. He's a good manager and he's a fair bloke. As I said, we were well beaten there. They were well beaten today. They've had a little resurgent comeback there, where it's got a little bit scrappy, but listen, that's the resilience we've shown. I said it against Halifax last week, where we were down to 10 men, and listen, they've got the amount of goals he scores suggests that they're a more potent force than Halifax, so we had to weather it. We couldn't quite get that clean sheet that we felt we should have been able to get, but ultimately you're playing against an 18-goal striker up there who makes himself a real nuisance, and they've got a lot of lads who can hurt you just as we have, and that's why we scored 3 today. So I felt we could have scored even more, but ultimately a 3-2, I wouldn't say that's a fair reflection of the game, but fair play to Barnet for having a real good go at it at the end.
Yeah, well, it was a really quick start in the second half as well. Chris Clark scoring 5 minutes in, his 14th goal of the season. Again, another exceptional player today. How good of a season is he having, and can he carry this form on?
I think that's one of the best games I've seen him play all-round game today. I know he scored some outstanding goals and he's had some brilliant games, but his work rate, I've been pushing him on that. He's off the ball stuff, probably to the point where he doesn't like the sight of me anymore, but ultimately it's to get the best out of him. But I just felt some of the bits why I absolutely love him to bits is what you could see. He's entertaining, isn't he? He's entertainment value. He's the type of player, and we've got a number of them, but he's outstanding at the moment, who you want to pay to come and watch. Some of the dribbling ability that he showed today was out of this world, and he deserved more than just the one goal that he got.
Well, yeah, he went on a brilliant run just after that goal, and I think sat a few defenders down, played it across, and Regan Lewis had a chance in on goal and just missed by inches. That could have been the goal to completely put the game away, but I think that just showed his quality again.
Yeah, like I said, some of the skill levels that he was demonstrating today were absolutely frightening, and people say to me about how we're reliant on that, but that's what we've recruited. We've recruited a player who can produce them magic moments, so it's no coincidence that he does that. That's what we've recruited. We're expecting that from Chris. He's delivering on that. There's loads of improvement for him, as I said, that I'm talking to him daily about. And when Chris hits that optimum level, I'm really excited to see what that will look like on a football pitch, because I don't think we're seeing the absolute best of him yet either. I think there's so much more to come from Chris Clark.
Yeah, it's an exciting time, and Barnet then did get one back on 75 minutes, I think it was from a corner, and then there was a goal in stoppage time which made it 3-2. Did that make you nervous going into the final few minutes?
Obviously, yeah. There's no getting away from it, and we like to do it the hard way at Altrincham, unfortunately. But you're playing second or third in the division, aren't you? So it's not going to be easy. I felt it was probably too comfortable up to 75. So, they, like I said, they've showed what a good team they are, because good teams go to the very end, and that's what Dean's teams do, and that's why I give them all the credit in the world when they beat us well at their place, and I'll give them a load of credit for the way that they've come back at us. But our lads deserve that win, and I felt a bigger margin would have been a fairer reflection of the game, but it wasn't to be, and we certainly won't snuff at 3-2 against Barnet.
Well, up until that point, up until that second goal, it really looked like we controlled the game and there was nothing to worry about, and a really hard-fought win in the end. So going into the next three games, we're in a tough run at the moment, and now we're away for the next three. I think it's Kidderminster next week, and then two big games, Chesterfield away, the league leaders, and then Southend. How do you go about preparing for those next three away games?
This month's as tough of a month as we're going to experience, and it goes into early February as well, where we've got some really tough games. But you're saying there about two big games after Kidderminster. Kidderminster for me is a game that I'm desperate to win, because we want to progress in the trophy, so that's a massive game for us as well. They're all going to be big, the squad's going to be thoroughly tested, and you're seeing the benefits of a good squad there with, as I said, Lewis Baines picking up a man of the match from the sponsors there, out of position. It just shows how good of a squad this is, and the lads who are coming on, contributing, playing their part, making sure that they're fit enough to come on and do that as well, because it is difficult when you're not playing to stay focused and stay hungry for your shirt, but this group demand that of each other, and that's why we're seeing them performances right to the very end.
Thank you very much, Phil.
Thank you.